How's the hammock?
Hammock is hammockalicious.
Hammockalicious.
Hammock is hammockalicious.
Is that a new word?
It is definitely a new word.
Gotta write that down in Webster's.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeremy. I'm the host of the RV Atlas podcast and the author of Where Should We Camp Next? This summer, Sean the camera guy and I are hitching up and heading out on a huge adventure, and we are going to take you along for the ride. From boondocking to beach camping, we are going on 8 great camping trips and sharing our best tips and tricks along the way. This is Let's Go Camping with Go RVing. Hello everybody and welcome to the season finale of Let's Go Camping with Go RVing. Today, Sean the camera guy and I are going to give you 7 tips for having an awesome camping trip that's close to home. Now, I love taking epic RV trips out west as much as anybody else, but I also love camping close to home. And sometimes I don't have the time to take a long trip, or I just want to save a little money. So camping close to home is a great option. So let's dive in and give you 7 tips for camping close to home and having a big adventure right in your own backyard. Tip number 1. When you're camping close to home, make those classic camping breakfasts that you remember from when you were a kid. When we travel far away to a national park, we don't always want to make pancakes in the morning because we want to get out early and go hiking. But when we're camping close to home, we like to settle in, chill out, relax, and make pancakes and bacon and all of those types of things that everybody loves. Tip number 2, if you just bought your first RV or just bought a new RV, it might be a really smart idea to camp close to home on your very first trip with that rig, because you can test out all the systems, make sure everything is working, and give that new RV a really good shakedown before you take it on a longer trip. Tip number 3, enjoy the simple pleasures of the great outdoors. When we camp close to home, we always bring the fishing poles with us because my son Theo loves to fish. So this morning he brought his friend Hudson along and we went down to the pond and we did some freshwater fishing. When we go on longer trips further away from home, we don't always bring the poles with us because we're racing around trying to see as many new things as we possibly can. But when we camp close to home, we really love to go fishing. Tip number 4, when you're camping close to home, be a tourist in your own backyard. There are often so many cool things that are around our homes that we just don't do because life gets so busy. So I recently bought a new e-bike and I just have not had the time to take it out. But here at this campground, at my secret camping spot close to home, I decided I was going to bring the e-bike along and hit some of the trails right in and around this awesome campground, and I had an absolute blast. Tip number 5, when you're camping close to home, set up your site for relaxation. Again, when we're traveling all over the country, we're often going. But when we camp close to home, I really like to unwind and relax. And for me, that means bringing along my hammock to the campground. So I set up the hammock this morning and Sean and I have been using it on and off all day, taking little breaks because it's been so fun and relaxing. Tip number 6, when you're camping close to home, it's also a great time to test out new camping gear that you haven't been able to use yet. So I got this really cool new stovetop oven that allows me to bake things right on my 2-burner camp stove, and we broke it out this afternoon and we made cinnamon rolls. So yes, we had pancakes for breakfast and cinnamon rolls for a late afternoon snack, and no apologies necessary. Tip number 7, when you're camping close to home, build the perfect campfire. Now for me, that means building a log cabin styled campfire. I'm gonna get a little controversial here. I know some people love the teepee and some people love the lean-to, but I am a log cabin campfire guy. So you wanna build your log cabin, put in some tinder or wrinkled up paper, and then put in some kindling and stack it up 3 or 4 levels high so that there's lots of air flowing through the log cabin. Works like a charm every time. Better than the teepee, better than the lean-to. Thank you so much for joining us for the season finale of Let's Go Camping with Go RVing, 7 tips for camping close to home. I hope that by watching today's episode that you learned you can have a great adventure in your own backyard. Also make sure to head back and watch all 8 episodes in the series. We went boondocking, we went beach camping, we went to a Harvest Host location, a KOA, a Jellystone, and so much more. And if you want to find out more about RVing or find a dealer near you, head on over to GoRVing.com.